We just got some huge injury news heading into the game tomorrow night against the Chicago Bulls. Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, Duece McBride. We're going to talk about it right here on the channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy. And make sure you subscribe here to Knicks Media. We just hit 15,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody for all the continuous support right here on this YouTube channel. And also don't forget to comment your thoughts of what you're expecting from these New York Knicks when we are at full strength. I think the New York Knicks are getting healthy at the perfect time in the NBA season. We're well rested coming off the All-Star break, and now I'm excited to see how this Knicks team matches up against the Bulls, of course, but my eyes are really on the matchups in Boston and in Cleveland. So we got a lot to talk about in today's video, and let's get straight into it. Before we do, of course, big shout out to BetUS for being a sponsor of Knicks Media all season long. Now, this is Ian Begley on X posted this. First, let's talk about OG Anunoby. OG is cleared to practice without any restrictions, which is a big-time plus. OG Anunoby, he's been down, but let's be honest, folks. The Knicks haven't looked like we're missing OG. I mean, I'm not saying we don't need him by any stretch of the imagination. That's just me giving some flowers to Precious Achiuwa because he's filled in for OG Anunoby and has been playing fantastic basketball. We need OG healthy, but at the end of the day, the Knicks proved that even without OG in the regular season, we can win without him, and that really shows you the depth and the culture that the Knicks really have here. We saw it happen last season when OG got hurt, Randall got hurt. The Knicks were able to still win basketball games and become, the second seed in the East. But of course, the injuries caught up to the Knicks in the playoffs. So we're hopeful that we can stay healthy all throughout the rest of the regular season and into the postseason. OG getting back now is very good news. When he first went down with that non-contact injury against the Lakers, every single Knicks fan's heart sank because we understood that this Knicks team is not going to be able to reach their full potential without him on the floor. So big time news that OG Anunoby is expected to be back. No restrictions. Now let's talk about Mitchell Robinson. He's been cleared for 5-on-5 contact in practice. That's big news. I expect Mitch to be back sometime before, around March 1st. I think the first week of March is where I'm expecting Mitchell Robinson to come back in action. And I've been talking about Mitch on this channel all season long, that his impact on this court is going to be felt immediately. Obviously, we can't get too excited about Mitch because he's got to prove to be able to stay on the floor and stay healthy and, not get hurt all over again. I think that his ability to bring the element of rim protection and even perimeter defense, that's going to change a lot of rotations, is going to be massive. If there's one thing about this Knicks team that some Knicks fans are scratching their head about, it's definitely the ability to protect the rim in their overall defense. Well, Mitchell Robinson and, by the way, OG Anunoby, we need both of them. Those are our two best defensive players on the entire Knicks roster, and we have not seen the potential yet of the Knicks defense until Mitchell Robinson is on the court, especially now that we added Karl Anthony Towns. Imagine what the Knicks are going to do with Mitchell Robinson coming in off the bench. Maybe we'll see Cat slide to the 4 in certain rotations. I do not expect Robinson to start by any stretch. I think the starting 5 is set right now, but you never know. Tibbs can keep Cat on the floor, playing power forward next to big Mitchell Robinson. Cat has a lot of experience doing that in Minnesota with Rudy Gobert. That could be a big-time mismatch for opposing teams trying to match up against Cat at the 4, of course, and Mitch being down there protecting the rim, high-flying. Let's not forget what Mitchell Robinson was doing last year, folks. He was the best offensive rebounder in the entire league before he got hurt. He had 30-plus, I think, more offensive boards than any other player in the entire league last year before he went down with that injury. He even said himself that last year, everything was slowed down for him. He was processing the game. He felt the most confident he's ever been in his life, and it's so unfortunate that he had to get hurt the way that he did, but now he's back, and I think Knicks fans should be very excited because Precious Achiuwa has been fantastic off the bench, but Mitchell Robinson is going to add a completely different dynamic, and we also need to remind ourselves we have 2 playoff series victories in the last few years. You go back to that series against Cleveland, Mitchell Robinson was a big reason why we won that series, neutralizing Jared Allen and Evan Mobley down low. Last year against Philadelphia, Mitchell Robinson was a big reason why we were able to neutralize Joel Embiid. So Mitch is important, folks, and I'm excited that he's back. Oh man, that gets me pumped up for the back end of the season. Now, I did want to give a shout out, of course, to BetUS Sportsbook. They are the #1 online sportsbook. Right here on the channel, you guys can receive a 150% bonus on your first deposit, all the way up to $2,000, folks. Now, if you go over there to BetUS, the Knicks actually have the 4th highest odds to win the NBA title. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I find it interesting. You go to BetUS, you have the Celtics as the favorite, the Thunder, and then the Cavaliers, and then the New York Knicks are the 4th betting favorites to win the whole thing. Now, that's crazy. We're at what? Plus 1,200 is the odds. That just shows you the NBA is high and Vegas is high on the New York Knicks. Are you high on the Knicks to go that far? Obviously, we'll see how we match up against Cleveland and Boston this weekend, but I definitely want to get your guys' thoughts of the odds right there for the Knicks being the 4th highest odds to go to the championship and win the whole thing. Oh my God, can you imagine that? Now, another update I want to talk about injury-wise is Duece McBride. He was a full participant in practice. He was down with some type of rib injury recently, so that's big. We need to make sure we're fully healthy, and I think that the New York Knicks are getting healthy at the perfect time right now, heading into the back end of the season. We got a lot of interesting games coming up, like I mentioned, against Chicago first tomorrow, and then in Boston, in Cleveland, and that's really going to be a big test for this Knicks team. I think that they have everything on paper to match up against those squads, but they're above us in the Eastern Conference standings. We got to be able to prove that we can contend with them. So, folks, let me know your thoughts in the comment section right now of the boys coming back and Mitchell Robinson, OG, and Duece McBride. Love to hear what you guys have to say, as always. I'm excited to see what this Knicks team is capable of and reach their full potential. Woo! I'm pumped up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go, Knicks. Hit the like button, and shout out to BetUS, as always, for sponsoring this show. Peace out, folks.